These children, a reminder, we do not use the children's names, use their initials, first child, middle child, or however you want to do it, just don't use their name, okay? Ms. De La Paz, mom, represented by Melissa Montes.
Yes, Your Honor, she is present.
Okay. Where is she? That's in the jail division, right?
Correct.
Okay. Melinda Garza represents Troy Alamillo.
That's correct, Your Honor, and he is present.
Yes, I see him too. Miguel Ruiz, father, represented by Javier Solis.
I'm present, Judge. To my knowledge, my client is not present. Whereabouts are unknown.
Okay. Joseph George represents Ernest Reyes and the unknown father.
Yes, Judge. Same as Mr. Solis's client. Haven't had any contact and don't know their whereabouts.
Okay, not a problem. Yes?
Yes.
Mr. Troy? Mr. Troy?
Yes.
Perfect. And I need mom to unmute herself.
Yes.
Just nod your head. Thank you. Okay, having a little problem with the thing. Okay. Ms. Miller, how are we doing with my eldest?
Yes, Your Honor, he's doing well. He made the National Honor Society this year,
Nice.
so he's doing well. Last he told me he wanted to be a lawyer when he grew up, so he's doing really well. He's excited to start baseball again this year. He's very active, likes playing outside, likes playing video games. He's reported he's eating and sleeping well to me, so he's doing well.
Okay. Department, let me make sure I understand. Medical wise, I have no issues. Dental wise, I have no issues. And he's been discharged, right?
Yes, he's
Yes,
been
Your
discharged from therapy. I think they're pending to start family therapy.
Okay, are they currently doing it or they're going to start it?
To my knowledge, they were still pending to start. There were several, they had scheduled it several times, but hadn't gone and participated yet.
No, it went once. Yeah, last week.
Oh, they went once last week.
Okay. Department, anything to add?
As for the children, Your Honor, sorry, I think it kind of broke up for me there, but I'm not.
Yes, that's to the child. That's to this
To
particular
the
child.
oldest child, no, Your Honor. He's doing really well.
Okay. Mr. Galvan, Ms. Coronado. Any questions?
Not at this time, Judge, no.
Okay. Then we move on to ELA.
Yes, he's doing well as well. He's also placed with his father. He's doing okay in school. He's not as enthused about it as his older brother, but he's still doing well. He also is excited to start baseball again. He likes playing outside, riding his bike, playing video games. He also was discharged from therapy as well. And I guess they've done one family therapy session. He's caught up on medical, dental. To my knowledge, there's no concern. So he's doing well.
Okay. Department, just real quick. Again, I have good medical, I have good dental. Has the medication remained the same as it was in your report? At 1 milligram?
Yes,
Yeah.
Judge.
Perfect. Okay, anything else to add, department, as it pertains to my second?
For the second oldest child, Your Honor, there just has been a little bit of issues at the school.
Okay.
He's been displaying some defiant behaviors, kind of talking back to the teacher. They are thinking of evaluating him for services based on an emotional disturbance. So we're just pending to hear back from the school to see if they're gonna follow through with the evaluation.
Okay. Have you told the counselor also?
I have spoken with the counselor, yes.
Okay.
She does do check-ins with the children pretty often, both of them, just to kind of see how they're doing in class. Since they are aware of the whole situation, she does check in on them weekly.
Okay. Ms. Coronado, Mr. Galvan? Any questions?
Judge, just when is that evaluation scheduled for?
There's not a set date yet. They're still in communication with the special education teacher because they're trying to evaluate if it's really like an educational need or more of a behavioral need. So nothing has been scheduled yet, but they are in communication with one another. So I'll keep everyone updated.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. LMR?
Yes, he is placed with fictive kin. Ms. Rhapsody, who's on today, he's doing well. He is excited to start T-ball. He's talking a lot more. He's in school this year in pre-K now. He enjoys going. He's doing well. He's eating, sleeping well, up to date on medical and dental. Has visitations bi-weekly with grandmother in Raymondville. He's participating in therapy. He seems to enjoy it now that he has a male therapist. He's also doing play therapy mixed with grief therapy twice a month, and caught up on medical and dental vaccinations. Doing well.
Okay. Department, anything to add?
Not for LR, Judge. He's doing extremely well with the caregivers. He's really bonded. He's up to date, like Gasa mentioned. They recently took him glamping, which is kind of like camping but indoors. And they shared that he had a lot of
Anti-camping. I know what glamping is, anti-camping.
Yeah, so they said he had a lot of fun. He's doing really well with the caregivers.
Okay, that's good. Coronado, Mr. Galvan, any questions as to this child?
None.
Oh, I will say, sorry, I forgot to add, he has voiced that he doesn't really want to do visits anymore. I don't know if it's because it's just a long day for him and he's starting to be more vocal and stuff. But he doesn't seem to be enjoying those as much as per the caregiver. So I just wanted to put that in there.
Which visits?
With the siblings and with grandma. He has voiced that his siblings are a little mean to him sometimes. You know, he's younger, he still can kind of keep up, but not as much. And then with grandma as well, he's learning boundaries and things like that. So he's voicing that to the caregiver.
Okay. Okay.
If I can add something on that, Judge, sorry.
Yes.
So yes, the caregivers have expressed this to me as well. They just notice a little bit of regression in his behaviors at the home and at the school. She had to be contacted, letting them know that he was like saying cuss words and things in the classroom. And so she just notices he can be a little bit more defiant following those visits. But then after a couple of days, he does, return back to like normal behavior. But yes, the caregivers have informed me of that as well.
Okay. SXR.
Yes, she's doing very well with her placement, very bonded to her caregivers. She attends daycare. She's up to date on medicals and dentals. She did have surgery to put tubes in her ears. That did go well. The recovery went well. She had a follow-up appointment with her ENT doctor, I believe in August, and she passed her hearing test. There was no concerns there. And she's doing well. She's a happy baby. She loves to dance to music. She's very finding her voice and, running and walking around everywhere. So she's doing well.
Okay. Department, anything to add?
Just we're in agreement with Casa, Your Honor. She's doing really well in the home. She pretty much runs the household. They do what she says all the time. But she's doing really well with the caregivers.
Ms. Coronado, Mr. Galvan, any questions as it pertains to this child?
No, Judge.
Your Honor, I wanted to go back to the previous child, the
Okay.
third oldest, the one who doesn't seem to want to do visits
Mhm.
with his siblings anymore. It cut off. I think it was Ms. Miller who was saying that it's the reason is that his older brothers. I think did she say that they were bullying him or what is it? Something about them being older. What was the reason?
I don't know if it's necessarily like intentional bullying. I think they're just older. You know, there's a little bit of an age gap there. He's just expressed to caregiver that his brother's mean to him. You know, it's a long drive for him to come. It's a long day for him. And I think
Where's the fictive kid? Where's he placed?
in the Corpus area.
Okay, and so the visits are down in Raymondville.
Yeah.
Which is what, maybe about an hour and a half?
I'd say closer to 2.
Closer to 2.
Yeah, it's about 2.
Okay. And Ms. Miller, this child told you that he didn't want to do visits anymore?
No, this is a conversation that I have had with the caregiver that she's expressed. You know, when he comes back the next day, she gets calls from the school, you know, he's cussing and just takes a couple of days to kind of get back in the groove of things. He's expressed to her that he's not excited, you know, when it's time to get in the car and go to the visits, you know, he kind of expresses he doesn't want to go, he wants to stay home and, you know.
And where are the visits? Are they at the siblings' home or at a park or?
They're at a McDonald's.
Yeah.
And how long are the visits for? Do you know?
3 hours, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. And how often are the visits?
It's it was
Hey.
every other Sunday, you know, every 2 weeks, but
They're bi-weekly.
yeah,
What was that? They're what?
they're bi-weekly.
They're on a
every other-
bi-weekly basis, Mr. Levon. They're every
Two-week
other
rotation.
Okay, thank you. That's all, Your Honor.
Okay. Let me see. Mom, Ms. De La Paz, she's still in Willacy County. She's seeing the department. I mean, how else can she not? She's in custody. But obviously she hasn't been able to do any services. Is that correct?
That's correct, Judge. We have been able to set up some phone contact for her and the younger children. They don't really talk on the phone, but caregiver does let the parent know like how the children are doing in the home.
What about the older?
For the older children, we have not been able to set up any contact. As per Mr. Alamio, the children do not want to have any contact with mom. I have asked one of the older children, the oldest child, and he also said he didn't want to have any contact. But as for the second oldest, he does not communicate with me very much, so he has not expressed to me anything like that.
What did the counselor say about his counselor say about that?
So they haven't seen the counselors since back in August, like on an individual basis. From what the counselor had last reported to me that they did miss mom and they did want to talk to mom.
Can I speak?
Nope. Okay, so I would. This is why I don't like for them to discharge until. So at one point they were, and now they're not. Is that correct? And no one here can tell me why.
Your Honor, I can.
Okay.
Your Honor, since the kids have been placed with dad, it's been really hard for him to, you know, give them the phone or give them their privacy to talk to mom.
Mhm.
I think that you know, the kids get intimidated. They can't really talk to mom. You know, when mom calls dad's home, I had suggested that during the visits with grandmother, when all 4 kids are present, that that the call be made for mom then. Because mom has not had access to the older ones at all.
Talk to her. They're victims of the crime.
And it's becoming a problem. You know, mom wants to see the kids want to see her, but they're just not being given that opportunity. I think if the calls are made, you know, during the visitation with grandma, then that problem will be alleviated. There's a monitor present as well.
Your Honor, if I may, on behalf of Dad,
Yes.
I don't know how that would go because the visits with when grandma's there, they're not very consistent. And my understanding is that those visits have been cut down to once a month now because everybody was showing up except grandma, and everybody was pretty much working around grandma's schedule. And this is grandma. It's not mom. It's not dad. It's grandma. So there's some conflict there. Yes. The other thing is that mom is sitting in custody. with pretty serious charges. And my understanding is that these kids were present. So I don't know, you know, the whole thing about communicating with mom or not. I don't do criminal defense, but, you know, I don't want for anybody to be getting in any sort of trouble, certainly not my client, in reference to that.
And Your Honor, the court had previously ordered the phone contact with mom, but it just hasn't been happening. And my client actually, you know, we spoke at length, and she wants her children removed from Mr. Alamillo's home. She feels that they're in great danger. She has been told that, you know, he's in some really serious drug addiction with spice. He's been coming out positive for, you know, on drug screens. The kids are having trouble at school. They're acting out. They're bullying their younger siblings. I mean, to me, it sounds like a cry for help. Mom, of course, is innocent until proven guilty. She has been able to post bond. She's just waiting for some things to clear up. She's hoping to be out on bond by the end of the month so she can start doing what she needs to do, her services, her visits in this case. But she does feel, and she's asking the court to protect the older two children. She feels that they're not in a safe place.
So what's going on with mom's criminal case? When's that set for?
It is scheduled for, she has a hearing on October the 15th with regard to her bond. And she still doesn't have, I don't think the case has been indicted yet.
And she's been in how long? How has it not been indicted?
A long time.
Over a year, Your Honor.
Okay, late father, Mr. Reyes for my youngest also has passed.
Yes, correct.
Department.
Allegedly, Your Honor, we have not been able to find a death certificate. I mean, we have not been able to obtain one.
Okay, and no, we haven't been able to track down his family members, so maybe they can give us an obituary or something.
No, not at this time.
Okay, then Mr. George and Mr. Solis, you understand the situation both of you are in? Okay.
I'm sorry, Judge, the situation about what?
About both of your clients, Mr. Solis' client is completely unknown, and Mr. George's client that might be deceased, might not be deceased, don't have a death certificate, and then, correct?
Yes, Judge, I have not received any information as to any whereabouts from my client.
Okay. Okay, so real quick, Ms. Alzan, I want trial on this in 4 months.
Yes, Judge.
That means that's the end of the road for everybody, okay? Either I'm going to terminate and adopt, or I'm going to place children where they need to be placed with a PMC. Does everybody understand? Okay, okay. I like to think of myself as being very lenient a lot of times, because I remember what it was like over there for parents, and it's very hard. But at some point, even I'm already at my wit's end, okay? So,
Yeah.
Mom, if you're not out, okay, think about the long run of the children. I can't have children out in the wind or what have you, okay? This is time for real thinking, okay? And Mr. Alamillo,
Yes.
I need you to stop blocking CPS, because if you block CPS one more time, I'm going to remove the kids. Does everybody understand that? Let me be clear. Does everybody understand that? Okay? Also, the positive on the benzos. When am I supposed to do that when I get that at the end of trial? I don't let anybody here go when they're positives. Okay? So whatever program for people that don't have insurance in order to get their mental health, there has to be something. Find me a way. Okay?
Yeah, well.
Well, I'm speaking to you, but I'm also speaking to other people, okay? Also, I need the electronic communication with mom. So I don't care how you do it. So since it seems to be very hard to do it to this old-fashioned way, we're gonna do it this way. Where Willacy has a place in order for it to the monitoring agency in Willacy County? That has to be one, right?
No, Judge, not a monitoring office. No, we have the visits like at a public place.
Public place. Okay. The monitoring agent, can the monitoring agent use their phone in order to contact mom? Who's gonna be able to do that for me? Pretty much my question.
Yes, or Your Honor, we can set it up at the CPS office if it's during the day.
Perfect. That'll happen twice a week. Does everybody understand?
Your Honor, the children go to school and they are coming in from Corpus.
But if it's
I have
electronic,
I thought the other two children, I wasn't having issues with other two. The two younger children, I'm not having issues with them having contact, correct?
right?
No, we're
That's
not
correct.
having children. No, yeah, correct.
two eldest.
Oh.
There seems to be a little issue, right?
Well, look,
Correct.
she could keep calling, and I'll pass the phone to the kids. The way I would do it, or
No, you're
how you want to do it.
Hold on, no, hold on. We already passed that, okay? Twice a week
Right.
over there at the CPS office, okay?
Yes.
Everybody understand? Perfect. Set it up. And just real quick, because when's the next time I'm in Willacy, Ms. Elsa?
For the trial judge, it would be February 7th at 9.
No, not for this case. I mean, just be in Willacy. When am I gonna be in Willacy again? Or when do I have Willacy docket again?
November.
In November, we're all gonna come back because I want to make sure that that's happening. We all understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, the grandma's visitation. Is she doing or is she not doing? Because you're not doing it, I can end it. Yeah, already.
He's
I've
not.
been lenient. So what's happening? Anyway.
So for grandma, judge, there has been, so they only happen twice a month. So there has been already 2 months consecutively that grandma does cancel one of those 2 visits. I did reach out to the ad litems to let them know, as that was requested at the last hearing, that if grandma were to cancel another visit, to reach out to them. But I believe Mr. Gavon shared that he would like for the visits to continue the same way, that twice a month. So on 8/4, grandma was an hour late to the visit due to work. And then on 8/18, grandma was not available for the visit. She did attend on 9/1. And then on 9/15, she was
He canceled.
going out of town. And then on 9/29, there was a visit, but Mr. Alamillo did not take the older 2 children.
Bye.
I wasn't notified about that.
Hmm?
I didn't know.
Judge, I do try to communicate with Mr. Alamillo pretty frequently. He shares to me he only has the house phone. I've tried to call the house phone. I've left messages with his mom, which he shared. He does not want me to leave any messages with his mom anymore.
Hold on, Ms. Garza. Yeah, already. I mean, woo! Let me be clear. What's gonna happen in 30 days? I'm gonna decide whether or not I'm gonna keep those kids with your client. Do we understand? This is gonna be last time. And number 2, suspension right now, grandmother's visitation. Okay, perfect. Grandma wants to have her visitation, so she needs to come on when I'm here on November to explain to me why she hasn't been showing. Why is she an hour late? I'm over here having kids show up on time. Kids are supposed to show up on time. They're kids. I understand them not showing up on time. Adults, especially if they haven't seen their grandchild, come on. Yeah. So suspended. Okay. Do electronic visitation with the kids as long as monitored. If we have any picking on and stuff like that, I need somebody to watch to see what's going on. Is it just regular sibling rivalry? Because
Yes.
I mean, I have two older siblings. They still pick on me. I'm over 45. I mean, come on, seriously, people. Okay. But I want to make sure we understand each other. Okay. As much help as we can to get the meds that Mr. Alamillo needs. Okay. But Miss Garza, I mean, again, every time he's positive, seriously, I wouldn't let that fly with any of my other cases. And the only reason is because technically right now, the children are doing good in his possession. They're doing well school-wise. I don't have any bruises. I don't have any outcries or anything like that. But even he's pushing me to the edge. Don't push me over the edge, please. And Mom.
Yes,
Get yourself situated. And if you can't get yourself situated, have a real long talk with yourself on what the outcome's going to be. Because these kids can no longer be out of the wind waiting for you. If you can find me a place that's willing to keep them until you come out, not a problem. But kids grow older, okay? But at the end of the day, yeah, they would probably have enough to terminate. Anything else?
Okay, we'll be back for progress on November 1st at 10 o'clock. And then permanency review after final order and trial on February 7th at 9.
Let's go to that one, Mr. Galvan. Anything else I didn't miss?
No, Judge, we're good.
Your Honor, I just have a clarification question. You said that the sibling visits, are they to now be electronic or still continue in person?
I'm going to give everybody a little break right now for the kids. Have a little break, okay? Well, we're going to revisit it in November, but let's give everybody a little break. They're still in the beginning of the school. Let's give everybody a little break, okay? We're going to talk right before November because we have the Thanksgiving and stuff like that, okay?
Okay.
But I still want electronic, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Nope. Perfect. I see you all whenever Miss also said. I'm supposed to you. Okay. Thank you so much. Move on to next case. Ms. Carvajal, mom is right by Maria Teresa Coronado. Is mom here? Ms. Coronado?
Yes, I'm right
she is.
here. I'm right here.
Okay, I see you now, Judge, yes.
Okay, Mr. Garcia, father, Maribel Roldan. Ms. Roldan is here. Does he show up? Where's he? Where's Mr.
Mr.
Garcia?
Garcia's on. He's on, Your Honor, under
Oh,
Jody
there he is.
Garcia.
I see him. Okay. Did Mr. Guerrero get kicked out of this case for genetics? Because why he doesn't have an attorney?
Yes, he did, Your Honor, but there's another Guerrero that I'm appointed for.
Okay, and that's the Guerrero Jr., Mr. Solis represents him.
Correct, Judge, and I don't believe he's present.
Okay. Has he been served?
Not to my knowledge, Judge, unless they served him by publication.
Because I have all of the other ones in personal service or appearance, but Ms. Smith, I need
I'm
someone to
checking.
serve, please.
I'm
Mr.
checking, Your Honor.
Melissa Montes, guardian ad litem. There you are. It's hard finding it when there's like 20 people. Okay. Then my attorney ad litems, then Linda Garza. I saw her. I saw her where? There she is. I see you. Okay. And then I have Casa. Good. There is Ms. Miller again. Okay. Okay, I have everybody. Okay. Parents, Ms. Miller, department, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to testify to give today's the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so be God?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Ms. Ferial, Mr. Garcia, if you can please unmute yourself and say that you understand. Oh, Mr. Garcia, you're still on mute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay.
You understood the oath as I gave it, Ms. Garcia? Mr. Garcia?
Now I can't hear you.
Oh, can people hear me? Am I being heard or am I talking to myself? Oh,
I can hear you.
We can hear you, Your Honor.
Ms. Garcia, can you hear us?
Barely.
Okay. Did you understand the oath that I gave you?
Excuse me?
Did you understand the oath that I gave you?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Ms. Ferial, you're the one that's doing my report, right? Okay.
Yes,
Did you understand the oath?
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect. Okay, with that being said, a reminder to the parents, as parents, you have certain rights and duties. Those rights and duties may be modified, restricted, and terminated unless you, as a parent, are willing and able to provide your child with a safe environment. Do the parents understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna start with my eldest, AC. So Casa went first. Department, you go first today, right now, for these kids. How AC doing? Okay.
Can you hear me? I'm sorry, because it marks that I'm mute.
Anna, I don't know if you were present. Yeah, don't use any of the girls' names, just initials.
Okay.
Okay.
So
we're
we're
gonna start
starting
with
with
my eldest, AC.
AC. So can I say he and she or no?
Yes, fine.
Okay. So he's doing really well. He's currently placed in a foster home with some foster parents in Fort Texas. I'm very proud of him, Your Honor. He's attending speech and OT therapy, so he went from nonverbal autistic to speaking some words. So he's using
good.
spoons. Last time I saw him, he said shoes. He gave me a big hug. He's like Anna. So he's saying a lot of words now, and I'm very proud of him. They did state, the therapist and the speech therapist said that he really does try to say words. He's attending pre-K 3, and at first we did have some issues with the teacher. Because it would state that he was being aggressive, but I didn't see any of those behaviors when I went to observe the classroom. So we did have a meeting yesterday. I wasn't able to attend because I was in court, and the foster parents did speak to the principal, and we were able to get that settled. So they are going to be doing weekly checks for him to check up on him. We are pending an ARD meeting, Your Honor. The consents were already signed, so I'm just pending for the date of his ARD meeting so they can move him to special education.
Okay. I'm glad he's doing better. I'm glad he's improving. Good. He's still on his 2 medications, the RMC.
Yes. So he's currently at specialized level of care. He is on medications, and I know the first time I did do an advisement because I did believe he was too small. But we did ask for a second opinion, and the second opinion said as well. And then when we moved him to his new placement, he was given a third opinion as well. So they do believe that these medications will help him improve since he is autistic, and I do see the difference. Like now he's able to talk. He can eat with a spoon. Their foster parents are really trying to work with him to potty train him. So I do see the improvement, Your Honor.
Good. I like improvement. I like that he's doing well. Okay. So my ad items, any questions as it pertains to the eldest?
No, Your Honor.
I'm confused. Is that the eldest or is that the youngest?
It's the youngest.
That's
Oh, my
the
bad.
youngest.
Usually it starts to the eldest. Usually it starts from the eldest to the youngest in the reports. Backwards here. Okay.
Okay.
Next one.
The next
CG.
one is, yes, CG. She's currently placed in Austin, Texas, continues to stay at the residential treatment center. She's also doing very well, passing all her grades. Her trip to Disney, I haven't been able to talk to her. We've been playing phone tag, but she did go to Disney on the 28th. They flew her on a private jet. They closed down Disney World for them. So I'm very excited to hear about that. To see how it went.
Jeez, that's nice.
Yes, but she's been doing well. She calls me every weekend to see how I'm doing. And then I ask her how she's doing, and she says that she's doing really well, that she has a lot of friends there, that she gets along well with the staff. So she has improved her behavior as well. They haven't had any issues. If they did have SIRs, it was mostly like for her stubbing her toe, but not really her behavior wise. We have been staffing to see if we can, because they did bring her down in her basic level of care. So she's no longer intense. She's specialized now.
Okay, that's good. She's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's still at the 5. Made it. I mean, one of them I know is vitamin, but 4 of them are prescription.
Yes. Give me 1 second. Yes. So she continues to be on Adderall.
Okay, I don't need to say it exactly. But she's on the 4th. It was on the report, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and it's still like, was it 2 for ADHD, a depression, and a mood, right?
Yes.
Okay, and the dosages are correct as it was written in the report.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
She does have a med review next week.
Okay, how often does she get the med reviews?
Every month now.
Every month. Now, she went down from intense to specialized, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and there was no issues with her caregivers when that happened?
No, Your Honor. They really, like I said, they don't see her behaviors. They are working with her on some other behaviors that her therapist described her as fragile, very fragile. So I do staff with her every 2 weeks with in her care just to see how she's doing behavior wise and how she's feeling. But I do keep an extra eye on her.
Perfect. Okay, but she's doing well. I'm good. I'm good, right?
Your Honor, just for clarification on her, she is in an RTC setting. So the plan is to keep decreasing, or hopefully keep decreasing the level of care so that we can find a foster home placement option for her.
I'm assuming we do that for all the kids, but
yes.
This one actually, I'm gonna be honest with you, I rarely get to see it go down. So
Yeah,
I'm
she's on the
happy.
track. Yes.
Okay.
When did she go to an RTC? Because everything I read, she was living in a foster home. When was this? Did I miss something?
The 2 middle children are in a foster home. She's never been in a foster home. She's been in an RTC after she was discharged from Davidson. The 2 middle children are in a foster home setting or in a TFFC home.
Is this the middle child?
No, that's she's reporting on the oldest child.
That's why you guys.
Oh my God.
The
Okay,
oldest
seriously.
child and the
Guys,
other
when you guys
one
are,
are in the
hold
foster
on.
home.
When you guys do your report, chronological order. It's gonna go from youngest to oldest or oldest to youngest because it's driving me crazy. Okay.
Okay, so
Well, 2 of them, Your Honor, are twins.
this
So-
is the 8-year-old. Let's just put it that way. The 8-year-old that is CG, right?
There's 2 8-year-olds, Mom.
Okay, because you guys are confusing me too. Okay, gotcha.
All of the children are CG.
Right. That's why it's confusing.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me just confirm. This one is in RTC. Absolutely correct. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is an RTC. We've gone down from intense to specialized. Hopefully, we're gonna get down lower, right?
Yes.
Okay. And she's doing well where she's at. Correct. Okay. Ms. Miller, anything to add?
No, Your Honor, other than I will say she is doing really well. There was a lot of like incident report type things in the beginning, and at these meetings they've substantially gone down. A lot of the behaviors now is being that it is an RTC, you know, there is boundaries and like hugging and things like that, and she's very loving. She wants to be hugging people, you know, she wants to be close. So that's kind of some of the issues is, you know, keeping those boundaries from other kids. You know, they might have that might be triggers for them. So a lot of it is just kind of personal boundaries type things now compared to what it was before.
Okay. Atlantis, any questions?
No, Your Honor, that's all correct.
Your Honor. Okay. Now my other twin, CG, other twin.
She's currently placed in a foster home in Houston, Texas. She's doing really well. But these last 2 weeks, Your Honor, I did get concerning calls from foster mom because she has been fighting at school. Fighting, yes, fighting. She punched a boy in the face.
Punched a boy in the face. Okay, what was
Yes.
the reason?
She didn't. She stated that he tried to correct her on a homework, so she didn't like it, so she punched him in the face.
Okay, that's a little extreme.
So
What happened? What happened school wise because of that?
So we did staff it because today was her ARD meeting as well for her behaviors because we did have concerns previously from her running away from school. And I did want her foster mom to attend so she can advocate for the child, but foster mom did advocate for the child and she wasn't suspended, but she was given 2 days of detention. So they are working with her. Foster mom is working with her. She set up therapists, like more settings with therapists and her behavior therapist. But they have noticed that she has been very aggressive lately.
What
so
changed?
they
Did something change? What changed?
it mainly started after a visit. So I did ask them, I don't know if I triggered it myself, Your Honor, because I did ask them, well, how would you like if the other sibling would live with y'all? And she was not for it. She stated that she didn't want the attention taken away from her.
Okay.
So I don't know if I might have upset her on that. So I am going to go talk to her today. And I did talk to her on the phone, like how she was feeling. But foster mom was able to address it with the therapist and it has been helping. But it happened to be her time for her physical. And she did gain weight and have a growth spur. So they did an emergency psychiatric appointment for her. So they did up her medications as of yesterday. It was the ADHD one that was at 40 milligrams. It's now at 60 to see if that will help her with the aggression because her aggression is mainly toward others. They said that she has been lately very physical with her other sibling in the home as well as a foster mom.
Okay. And how the foster parents dealing with this?
She's very understanding. So she does try to sit down and talk to her like, hey, like, that when you do hit me, like it does hurt, just because you're a child doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. But instead of hitting people and trying to take out your aggression, well, like, why not try talking? And so she's been implementing more like playtime for them, but separately.
Okay.
So she does keep an extra eye on her. She did state that that she's going to keep an eye on her and they are going to see her probably in the next 2 weeks to see how the medications are working.
How often is she going to, let's see, she's going once a week, right?
Yes. She's also seen twice a week, Your Honor, by her therapist and then the behavior therapist.
Ms. Miller, anything to add?
No, Your Honor, other than her and the sister that is placed with her, they both also got to take a Disney trip as well recently. So when my volunteer last spoke to them, they were, very excited about that and all the things that they got to do and things like that.
Okay.
Other than everything else Anna has stated.
Oh, Your Honor, also, I did forget to add, they're off for like, I guess like a fall break next week.
Fall break was Christmas time for us. Okay.
So they are off for a week. Teacher in service is what it said. And foster mom's going to take them to Garner State Park for a week to camp.
Nice. Hold on. Did you say camp?
Yes, camping.
Like outside?
Yes.
That's not for me, but I'm pretty sure the kids will love it. Ad lineups, any questions?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
Okay, now we get to the oldest 9-year-old.
So she's doing really, really well. On her recent psychological, they did state that she possibly had was going to require an ARD meeting, but I did speak to our education specialist as well as disability specialist, Your Honor, because I didn't see the need for it. I mean, she's making straight A's. So I didn't feel like she needed an ARD. Like I said, she's been doing really well at school. She's been excelling, making straight A's. She does state that when her other sibling does get upset and starts going at her, she just steps away. That's something that has been working for her. But other than that, she's been doing really well. She's up to date on her medicals and dentals, and she continues to be at an intense level of care. Her medications did change as of yesterday, Your Honor, but I do have to ask for clarifications because I'm not too sure. But one of them, the one for behavioral, was taken away as per the paper, so I did want to confirm with the doctor.
Okay.
And then the one for ADHD was increased to twice a day, morning and the afternoon.
Okay.
So she would be on one medication, but I do want to verify with the doctor first.
Okay. Ms. Miller, anything to add?
No, Your Honor, she's doing well.
Okay. My ad lineups? No. Okay. With that being the case, we're going to go on to the parent. Let me see. Ms. Carvajal is represented by Ms. Coronado. Okay. Parenting classes she did on March 21st, 2024. Random drug testing. When was the last time I was here? Let's see, since August, UA negative. September 19th, UA negative. September 19th, hair. What's the result?
It was positive for marijuana, Your Honor. So she was referred again to substance abuse.
Okay. Let's see, individual family counseling. Okay. For June. Has she's been compliant with
Yes. Yes, Your Honor. I'm just pending for September.
Okay, that's right. You understand she went through June, July, and August, right?
Yes.
Okay, substance abuse. She was referred to back again, and has she started that?
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor. They have been trying to get in contact with her. So I did just get the results. So I'm expecting her to register by this week.
Miss Carvajal, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you understand that you were resent back to the substance abuse?
Yes, I know, but I mean, like, I don't smoke weed. I was just around somebody that smokes weed. I mean, I don't care. I'll do the classes. It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? I personally don't do drugs, but I'll go ahead and I'll do the classes. I'll call the lady back and I'll get registered. It's not a big deal to do the classes.
Okay. Has she been doing her visitation?
Yes, Your Honor. But this last 2 weeks we did have to cancel due to illness.
Okay.
Other than that, Your Honor, she has been getting her virtuals were canceled, Your Honor. Just give you an update. We did have an incident. I wasn't in the virtual. It was a coworker of mine, but we did have an incident at one of the virtuals, and it was decided that the virtuals would no longer happen.
What happened?
The lady from the center decided to cut my visitation like a few hours early. And she was always doing that. Like, it's either her or the foster mom were always canceling virtual visits on me. So I told the lady, I was like, you know that this is my visitation time. It's from this time to this time. Why are you cutting it early? And she's like, oh, because it was like their rec time or game time or something like that. And I go, y'all always do this to me. Y'all always cut my visitation hours all the time. Why do y'all always do this to me? And she started saying something. I'm like, you know what? Don't say less. You don't have to tell me anything. Just talk to my caseworker. And then my daughter got mad because she's like, you don't have to talk to her like that. You don't have to tell her anything. Clarice got mad and then she hung up the visitation on me. So that's why they canceled them, because of that.
Anna, can you provide the judge clarification as to what happened?
Can you hear us?
I don't know if she can hear us. Anna, can you hear us?
Hello?
Anna.
Hello? Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Okay. Did you miss the part where Mom was explaining what she said happened? Did we lose her?
Yes.
Okay. She's saying that when she was doing her visitation was being cut off early, a couple of hours early. And then she made a complaint about it. And the response, from what I understand, was, well, it's game time or something time or what have you. And she's like, okay, but this is my visitation time. And then something along the lines of, well, speak to my caseworker. The little girl got herself involved into it, and then it went off. What do you understand happened?
So they did advise me because I did get a call from also this shelter, and they had asked previously before the visit started if Carmela wanted to attend game time, in which she stated yes, but then when she was on the call, she stated no, that she wanted to do it. So they took her off. So I wasn't on leave. I was on leave that day, but they did call me, Your Honor, and I did call them back and I did ask if the child wants to continue with the visit, can you please reconnect her? So they did reconnect her. But then Clarice and Coraline did not want to attend. They were very upset. Oh, sorry. The other two children were very, very upset. And then for, I believe, like 2 visits, CG, one of the other twins, did not want to attend any visits. She was very, very upset.
Okay.
Who was she upset with?
Me.
Mom.
And did she say why she was upset with Mom?
Because she said that I shouldn't be telling people anything, telling people stuff, getting after people. That's not the type of mom she wants. She wants not that type of mom. She doesn't want that. She just She didn't like it that I told that lady anything. She didn't like that at all. That's what she's upset about me with. She said I needed better coping skills and stuff like that. That's what she told me. Like, for real, she told me that.
With the child, better coping skills. Well, okay, the child's learning. Miss Coronado?
Judge, this is the first I really hear the explanation. But I don't think that the virtual visit should have been cut off. I think they should have.
And I
redirected.
agree. So let me be clear. You're lucky that it's not me, because it would have been thrown into a whole different level. Because if I expect them to show up for their visitation, I expect it to be done as I order it, not as anybody else orders it. Does anybody have a problem with following my orders? Tell me now. I'm assuming that's a no. Is that correct, Ms. Smith?
That's correct, Your Honor. I will continue.
Okay. So,
Your Honor, may I elaborate into the concern that was brought to us as ad litems? The concern that was brought to us was that, mom had been degrading, the children, telling them that they were going to be moved from the foster home, not to get too attached, that, she was fighting with foster parents, that she was telling the girls things that was, they were excited, telling her things about their day. And she would say, things, really hurtful things to them. And
How would I say hurtful
hold
things
on,
to
Ms.
them?
Carvajal, hold on. My ad litem is speaking. Hold. Go for it, Ms. Montes.
so, all that stuff to that effect. And it was just becoming, the girls were getting very sad. They were, getting, depressed. So,
That's very different than cutting off because some kid's going over there and wants to play a game when she should be having visitation with the mom. So which one was it?
Your Honor, I
Is
don't
it being
know.
harassing to the kids? Because I'm not having that either. Okay, I'm not having any
I don't
making.
I
Hold
don't
on,
harass
hold on,
my
hold on.
children.
I'm not having
I don't
anyone making children feel guilty. So what happened in those visitations?
Your Honor, so on one of the visitations that I was in charge of, mom became upset because I did redirect her on an issue. And she did respond back in a negative way, and the children were visible of that. So I ended the call because I didn't want the children to see that.
Okay.
She started telling me that I was not
Your
in my
Honor,
right.
can we go into chambers and discuss this? So it's not discussed in front of the children?
Oh, the children on?
No, Your Honor.
Yes.
They're not.
They're not here. They're not here.
Are they on?
No, Your Honor.
Who's Pearl Rivera? Who's that?
That's foster parent too.
But are the children with foster parent in the room with her?
No. I mean, they should be at school. It's 10:50.
Okay. So, but at this point, pause the recording, Ms. Elsa. Okay. Well, things. Are you in a relationship?
At the moment, no, ma'am.
Okay. There was a call out between you and an individual male in August. What happened with him? Are you with him?
No, ma'am, I'm no longer with him.
Okay. How long have I had this case already?
Since April 2023.
437 days. 437 days. Okay. The counselor, I needed to deal with the anger management. Okay.
I already did anger management classes.
Hold on. No, me speaking. Okay. Also another thing. I need to make sure he stresses of toxic relationships and healthy relationships. And toxic relationships, I do not give back children on toxic relationships. Okay? Okay.
Do you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay, I said that's why I'm not in a relationship.
In August, you were in a relationship. I don't know what happened in August, but I'm assuming that's going to be the last time that I have a call out. Hopefully. We're set for December 6th, right? For trial?
Correct,
Yes,
Judge. Permanency review before final order and trial on December 6th. At 9.
On the visitation, are they bringing all, where are the kids located?
They're scattered, but they usually bring them, all four of them, in the same spot, depending on who.
Yes, okay. Miss Department, I need you to answer.
We have some in Houston, Your Honor. We have 2, and then 1 in Austin, and then 1 locally.
Okay. I'm gonna take a pause right now, okay? For the next 3 weeks, I want everybody to go, all the children to go to their counselors. I want mom to go to her counselors, okay? We're going to all understand the discussion of visitation. I could tell you when visitation begins and ends. However, there will be an end date or not happen if anybody is saying certain things that they shouldn't be saying to children. Does everybody understand? Ed Lennox, you have permission to stop visitation or grant more or whatever you feel, okay?
Your Honor, on that subject, I've been sitting here biting my tongue, trying to let everything that's happening and observing it. One thing that I wanted to mention, there were 17 filings. Took me almost 2 hours to read everything through it. And according to the therapist, they're turned in 10 days after the visits are done. If they can just go ahead and file those as it goes, it would be greatly appreciated.
Okay.
But in looking at that, I didn't see anything in there. Why is my client not having any visits? We're having all this going on and it doesn't progress. And then I'm looking at the reports that I have from when I started in the case. And granted, it was not in April. It was I believe it was in September. And they keep alluding to the children made an outcry. But in reading, and that's why I took the time to read all the therapy notes for everybody involved, there is no mention about that. Contrary, there's one of the children say, well, I don't know why I want to see my dad. And all this is going on. In the meantime, Mr. Garcia is marginalized. He has not had any visits because according to what I found, Debbie Diaz at one time said that, there was an outcry and nothing else has been addressed about it. And then the item said they're following, of course, the recommendation of the therapist. I don't even know if it's the same therapist anymore. But I wanted to address that because my client is not getting any visits with his children.
I'm going to address it right now. Let me just wrap up mom real quick. Okay. For 3 weeks, I don't want any contact between the children and mom. Okay. I want the therapy. I want it to be, everybody understands the rules of the game. Okay. After they have their first visitation, I want everybody to see their therapist the next day because I want to see how the children are doing and how mom's doing. And report back to my ad item so they can make the decision if it carries on or gets suspended again. Does everybody understand?
Just for clarification, Your Honor, for 3 weeks, everybody's going to be seeing their therapist, and then on the 3rd week, we schedule a visit. On the 4th week, we schedule a visit.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's on the 4th week, there'll be a visit.
Right.
Subject to the attorney and guardian, right, Judge?
Right, but this is for mom only, Maribel.
I understand.
Oh, okay.
I'm
after that visit, I want Ms. Monte and Ms. Garza to get word of what happened and how they feel, and they're gonna set a schedule on how they feel. Okay? If it feels suspend, anybody who needs to file with me in order to have a special hearing on it, if they feel that, you know what, we'll just keep it once a month or electronic or what have you. Okay? And get the counselors to give some notes on how they recommend as well. Okay? That includes also mom's counselor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay?
So am I to understand that they haven't had family therapy?
Correct. They have not had family therapy. And real quick, on the beginning and end time, it only cuts off early, again, if it's because somebody's acting up. Usually it's the adult acting up or what have you. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
But it can't be because I have playtime. It can't be because I'm going to go to the movies. Can't be because of that. Okay? Okay. Now that we get that out of the way, everybody understands what's going to happen in December, right? I mean, people get your stuff done or move aside. Okay. That being said, hold on. Ms. Roldan, before I get to your client, real quick, anything else to Guerrero Jr.? No. So I have nothing on Guerrero Jr. So Mr. Solis, there's nothing we can give Mr. Solis of any number or family member or anything, nothing, right?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. And any mention of an unknown father out there that Mr. Galvan needs to know?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. With that being said, Ms. Roldan's client, Mr. Garcia, take me off your YouTube now.
He has been doing amazing in his foster home. He has started working out with his foster brothers. He has a very good rapport with his foster brothers and his foster parents. His foster parents would like to keep him for as long as possible. He was working with foster dad. However, we did get him into the program with the Texas workforce.
Okay.
The Texas workforce has been able to secure him a job. So he just started last week. He is working at the local food bank.
Mm-hmm.
And he has really been enjoying it. He works Monday through Friday from 8 to 3. He has been making a lot of friends. He just tells me he came home a little sore because he's carrying boxes and all of that, but he has really been enjoying it. I did try to request to get him a PlayStation kind of for like a graduation present and a birthday present, and just because he's been doing so well. Foster Angels did deny the request for right now. They said they didn't have the funds to fulfill it, but they did tell me to try again during Christmas time to do focus on the foster team, and they could probably get it for him at that time.
Who's excuse me, who's the person you asked?
Foster Angels.
Okay.
I did a formal request to them, but right now with the amount of requests they're getting, they're only working on necessities right now. And he
doesn't want to at least do one college to lock that tuition in, just one.
No, I've been speaking with him about it, and he tells me college isn't for him. I've talked to him about the importance of just locking in the tuition waiver, even just doing a few classes in a field that he would like, because he's really into video games. So I told him maybe coding, maybe something like that. And he just tells me college isn't for him. So I will keep
vocational, vocational TSCC or something like that. That he understand that it's gonna have to be college. It's just like some classes.
We've been talking to him about it, and he doesn't want to. He's very adamant that college is not for him. But on our monthly contact with him, I do try to push it. I even applied for his financial aid for him, and he got approved just in case if he would want to. He already has it locked in and secured. As of right now, he hasn't, but we will keep trying with him.
Okay. He's still on the prescribed medication. He goes to a medication review at every appointment, right? Last one was held on 9/18.
Yes, he does have his medication review. I believe it's every 3 months. He is very consistent with his medication. He really hasn't had any changes in it. He has no side effects, nothing like that. And he also got a cell phone. The foster parents purchased him a cell phone, so he was very excited about that as well.
Okay, so he's doing well.
He's doing amazing.
He's doing amazing. Mr. Galvan, Mr. Galvan?
No questions, Your Honor. Just wanted to clarify. The initials for this child are JF, correct?
Yeah, the eldest in my care, JF.
Okay.
Does he have any contact with his
the siblings?
It would be FF. with his older sibling that he was together with him for many years in foster care. Does he have any contact with him?
He did. However, they have not been able to get a hold of him. Foster parent was very good about at least twice a week having virtual visits with him. However, his phone number that we had is disconnected. They have tried to get a hold of him. They don't know like an address. The department doesn't know an address for him, and we don't have an updated phone number for him. So we have been trying to locate him. We just have been unsuccessful, but they were having constant contact. The last time they had contact was in May when he was going through his graduation. They sent him graduation pictures and he didn't respond.
Have you tried social media? Because he was really into music and social media and all that.
That's what me and JF were speaking about. We were trying to look under just his normal name, and we didn't find him. He says he might be using like a different name, like a different tag name. So we've been looking for him. We just haven't had a lot of success.
But the reason I ask is because these were two kids that I never thought they were going to be separated until until his older sibling decided to go on his own. But if there's someone that can really go ahead and talk to him and convince him to go ahead and take that couple of classes, is that person.
Yes, and we've been trying to locate him. It's just we don't have an updated address for him. Though we had his phone number, but it was disconnected, and then from there we haven't been able to get in contact, and he hasn't made contact with the foster parent either. And he has foster parent's phone number.
Okay. Good try. Let's see if we can find him. I'll try myself.
And then in regards to the younger siblings, he does have in-person visits. We had an in-person visit with him. They went to the movies. They had a really good time. He told me he wants to have another visit in December because he wants to go see the new Sonic movie. So we told him we could definitely make that happen.
Thank you, Ms. Jimenez.
Okay. Now that we have that out of the way, we're going to move on to, hold on. Next one is ISF.
Yes. For ISF, there has been a little bit of issues going on. So recently we did receive a 30-day discharge from the foster placement.
Okay.
We did attempt to salvage that placement. We had a placement disruption meeting in which it did go very well. Foster parents stated that they would continue to work with her they would give her like 1 month to see if her behaviors changed. We were having a lot of issues with her like listening in the foster home. She was being very disrespectful to the other foster children, using profane language to them. We were having issues with her stealing. Foster parent would take her out to like the stores, and the most recent incident, they went to Bath and Body Works and she stole several items from Bath and Body Works.
Did she get caught?
I'm sorry?
Did she get caught?
No, she did not. But foster parent noticed that she had taken those items because foster parent didn't purchase them. They've been having a lot of issues. She can be very disrespectful to the foster parent. And now that she has turned 18, she was telling them like she doesn't have to listen to them anymore, that she's an adult. So we did try to speak with her. She does have a lot of problems like maintaining her hygiene. They were trying to help her with independent skills, trying to teach her how to like cook and do her own laundry. And she really
did. She signed for extended foster care?
She did sign up for extended foster care. We in length went over the process of extended foster care. I did bring her into my office and we sat down together. I kind of explained the process to her and she agreed and she signed. So foster parents were having a lot of issues with her. But after the placement disruption meeting, they did say that they would give her 1 more month to see if her behaviors changed. During that time frame, which was just this last Monday on the 1st, she did decide to leave the home. Her idea was that she was going to go stay with a boy. I spoke with her about it and she said that she hadn't even talked to the boy's mother if she could stay there. She was just going to arrive at the home with her bags. I did speak with her how that was not like a realistic situation.
But to say, what was the mom's reaction to that?
Well, she didn't end up going into the home. The foster parents, of course, kept an eye on her, and a bystander stopped and tried to assist as well. They ended up taking her over like to the police department as she was trying to run away. The police department wasn't any use to them because she is 18. And then she expressed like suicidal ideation of wanting to harm herself. So they did take her over to Palms. So they did transport her to Palms Behavioral Health, in which she was admitted. So she is at Palms Behavioral Health right now. And we have e-filed the discharge. While she was at Palms, foster parent did tell me they were willing to continue to work with her. However, they did, when foster mom was putting her clothing back, because she packed up her clothing, when foster mom was putting her clothing back, they did find a notebook with foster mom's name on it with a lot of like demonic symbols. And it did state on there that she was the demonic queen, like ISF was the demonic queen, and foster parents are very religious. So they were a little taken back by the situation. Foster parents have decided that they are no longer going to be able to discharge her.
24-hour notice. That was what the advisement said.
Okay,
Yes.
so they discharged her.
Yes,
She's
they
currently
did.
in Palms. And what is my timeline on her getting out of Palms?
Right now, we have it said that she is going to be discharged on Monday. I did do the SIL application for her as she wishes to go into an SIL next. She have an open placement tool trying to find another foster home because I feel like that would be more beneficial for her. But as of right now, there has been no options. She, by state office, she has been approved for an SIL, but it is SIL ECM, which is extra care management, which means that they would be giving her extra attention. However, she just got approved for that today. So we do have to get her interviewed by the facility, and hopefully that would work out. If not, our second option would try to be housing for her.
Okay, and she's not on any medication?
She is on medication.
Has she been taking the medication?
Yes, she has been taking her medication consistently. She does have her medication reviews. She meets with her therapist. I did speak with her about what the situation was about her running away, and she said it was a lot of stress of her becoming more independent, the stress of her not knowing like what her placement was going to be. But a lot of it is because we have been putting pressure on her to become more independent. She needs daily reminders to do things like brush her hair, brush her teeth. And when foster parents,
she wants to be someone's kid that would do that.
But at the same time,
she wants to be someone's kid. And no offense, how many 18-year-olds that we have with their biological parents, they'd be like, oh, you think you're an adult? Try to leave. I guarantee I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna keep you here. I want CPS to come get me. You're 18 years old. They still wouldn't let them leave. Let's be honest. I don't know how. I have an attorney here that called the cops on her own 19-year-old daughter to keep her, that she ran away from home at 19.
And so with her, foster parents do like daily reminders with her. They'll tell her in the morning, hey, did you brush your teeth? Can you go brush your hair? And she will get mad at them, and she'll tell them like, you can't tell me what to do anymore and stuff like that.
So she's 18.
Why did they take her to the police station? I didn't understand that part.
Because they're trying to stop her from running away, but they can't do anything because she's 18.
She's 18, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But that
I believe a bystander saw her walking and picked her up. And I want to say that the foster dad got there and the bystander wasn't really sure who the foster dad was. So in order to be safe, they took him to the law enforcement to like do an exchange of the youth. But then in that moment, she said that she was having suicidal ideation. So they took her to Palms. So that's how they ended up at the police station.
So my options are SIL, hopefully they'll take her with everything, or housing, correct?
That's correct.
Or homelessness.
Or a shelter, yes. And there's just concern that she's not able to do activities of daily living, Your Honor. She doesn't wash her clothes, she doesn't brush her teeth, she doesn't wash her hair. She has to be reminded for everything, and we are trying our best.
Like a year ago, she was still like this?
Yes, she's been like this
a year ago. Yeah.
But yes, from what foster parents have reported, it's been an ongoing issue. They have been working with her. I've been working with her. We did loop in our youth specialist as well. Our youth specialist went out there. We decided to make
at the end of the day, she can always say bye, see ya to all of us, and she still hasn't, because she still wants something. She still wants something. I can't give her that. I can't give her the forever home. I don't have it. Give it to her. She's gonna fight either way, same way like adult kids fight their parents. Problem is, I don't have adult parents here. They're going to, despite everything, going to still keep her. So all I can do is work with what I have. So, and there's no chance that her foster parents would take her back.
As of this point, I don't think so. He was willing to that until the whole demonic situation happened. That's when he could draw the line at that point.
He being the foster dad.
Yeah.
But what I don't understand,
that's correct,
is how did this thing deteriorate? And I understand that, you know, after, you know, with the pandemic, I lost kind of track of these kids, these two girls primarily. But how did it get so crazy? Was there something that happened in between, or just did she turn 18? Because if you're saying,
she turned 18
that they were having trouble with her hygiene and all that a year ago. She was still in high school then, no?
But she
She's still in
wasn't,
high school now.
but she couldn't say the words, you can't do anything to me, I'm 18 years old, I'm an adult. And you know what? You have other 18-year-olds in school that says, I don't let my parents tell me what to do, I'm 18 years old. Which, by the way, we all know is lies. Okay? We all know it's lies. But she was
Your
in
Honor, if I may, I had her case previously.
Mhm.
They've always been this ongoing issues in the home regarding her hygiene. And we, prior to her turning 18, around 16, 17, we did a meeting with her. At that time, she had expressed that she did not have any desire to stay in extended foster care. So caregivers were worried because they know that she still needs assistance. But they were also concerned that she was already defiant prior to turning 18. When she turned 18, how were they going to be able to handle those behaviors? It's pretty much what's being exhibited now. But she's had this issue since, I want to say it since around 15 and a half, 16. That's when we started having a lot of concerns with her, with the lying, the hiding, the hoarding, and all these things. And also, we did try to get her evaluated to see if she would possibly qualify for an HCS placement. She did not meet criteria because her IQ level is higher functioning. So she doesn't qualify for either guardianships or an HCS host home or anything like that.
These girls have a lot of trauma behind them, you know, so the therapist wasn't
She's 18 now. She's in Palms. Hopefully when she gets out, we'll be in a better position to better be able to help her. That's all we have in front of us. That's it. I have nothing else. I do not have a foster family. I have a SIL and I have the other option of housing. So hopefully after Palms, she'll be willing to have a conversation in order to see what we can do. But that's where I'm at, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Mr. Galvan, anything to add?
I met with them a couple of months ago, Your Honor. And, yeah, there were issues that were expressed to me by the sibling regarding this child and the other child, and also by the foster mom concerning this child, even back then. And we met at the foster home, yeah, I could sense that there were issues there, Judge.
Well, as of right now, we no longer have a foster home. I have SIL and housing. So hopefully we can still put her on the right path.
There's not a lot of choices or alternatives in this.
We don't have a lot of choices once they hit a certain age and we get out to foster. So. Elsa, put this for November. I want to see how she's doing.
For progress, Judge?
Yeah.
Okay. November 1st at 10 progress, and then permanency review after final order and extended foster care on November 10th at 9.
Okay. Let's talk about JF, my 15-year-old. She, first of all, let me get the basics out of the way. I have no issues with her medically, but she should have a medical something going up medically, right? Coming up? Because last one was on 11/9 last year. Is that correct?
She just had a cans, Judge.
Okay. So anything medical?
So there was no changes in medication. Everything's the same. She does take it. Conversation I had was when I asked her about it, I just told her, it's important for you to know what medications you take and what it's for. And then I asked if she had any kind of side effects or anything. She said no, that everything was good.
Okay. Last sent was August 30th. No concerns, correct?
No concerns. And foster parents are keeping up with all her medical and dental needs.
She's going 3 times a month with Miss Pimital, right?
Yes.
Okay. And she likes going with her, right?
Yes. And she has no concerns. I know that it was noted right now. There is a bit of tension with the other sibling in the house.
Mhm.
But I think that she, for the most part, tries to stay away and does
That's
her own
different
thing.
thing. All right.
Mhm.
So as my youngest, she's doing well, correct?
She's doing well. We actually, we had a presentation stopping for her. We are in the process right now for ICPC.
Okay, where at?
This is for, I want to say, and I'm going to get it wrong. I know I am. I think
What
it
state?
was from Missouri.
Missouri. Okay.
Is she aware of it?
She is aware and was told that there was a family that was interested. I have, the family actually sent me like a life book, based on that, their family that they want me to share, but I was told to just hold on to it because she does get a little bit of anxiety when she knows something's going on. And so I've just been talking to her like, okay, we want to make sure this is a safe environment, that this is going to be a good fit, that so we're in the process, but I will share more as I learn more. So she's been pretty patient about it, but trying to get her birth certificate and stuff because she was born in another state, that's been the struggle right now.
Of course it is. And ICPC, 6 years from now, we'll still be in the same place.
The reason I asked was because, you know, she historically she didn't want to leave. She didn't want to leave the state. So I guess since now there is no she doesn't have to go with her older siblings. So now she's just reevaluating her options and going like, you know what, can't wait anymore. Let me go ahead and if it's Missouri or any other state, at least I'll get out of the system, you know.
Yeah. She wished she wanted to be in a happy home.
That's wonderful.
So we're working on it.
Okay, we just keep trucking along with her. Hopefully everything. Well, I'll know something by November though, right? Have another update?
Yes, Judge.
And Judge, may I ask Elsa when the perm date was?
November 10 and 9.
No,
Okay.
January 9th. I'm
Oh,
sorry,
you-
January 10th at 9, and the
You said
progress on November 10th. I'm
Okay.
sorry, November 1st at
November 1st is my progress. And January what?
10th?
January 10th at 9.
Excuse me, Judge.
Yeah.
Jasminka wanted to be in court, so they're on.
Oh, tell us that.
Under what name?
Do you want to say something or what?
Ms. Martinez. I'm not sure. I don't see everybody, so.
Who would they be under?
Martinez.
I have a Darla.
Remove the names.
Hi.
Hi. Is everything going okay? Get me
yeah.
up, YouTube. Elsa, please.
Huh?
No, I'm talking to my sister real quick.
I'm sorry.
Guardian ad litem, Maria Teresa Coronado, attorney ad litem, Melinda Garza. I don't have Costa on this, right?
They're in the state of Louisiana.
Oh. Okay, let's see. It was 7-year-old. She's doing well currently in her placement?
Excellent.
Okay. She's at basic, right?
Yes.
And this is with the paternal cousin, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I just went to go see her, Judge. There on the 27th. I went to go meet up with her there at home. She is doing great and excited to start softball.
Okay, medical wise, I got no issues. Dental wise, I got no issues. She's seen once weekly with her. She's doing school counseling, just regular counseling.
She was doing regular counseling.
But she's doing well right now.
She is doing well.
Okay. She's on any type of medication.
No medication.
I have no issues at school. Correct?
No issues. She's doing good.
Okay, so when because the cousin her placement is doing what? Are we doing adoption here? Good.
Yes. And so just yesterday, adoptive mom called me and let me know that they finally got everything situated. They had been working on certifying the home. And so they just cleared it yesterday. So we're excited. I haven't heard from the worker in Louisiana yet, so I'm just waiting for her to contact me, but getting everything ready to move forward.
Okay, so we just keep trucking along, as long as they don't take too long. Come on, people, right?
It's been a while already, so we're gonna try to push it forward.
Let's try to push for as much as we can. Ms. Coronado, Ms. Garza, any questions?
No questions, Judge, but I don't know that I got the report. Maybe I misplaced it or missed it, but I don't see it. And just to make sure that they copy me, Judge, that's all I want.
I did receive it, so no issues. The child is doing well.
See if you can resend it to her again, please.
I appreciate that.
Okay. Like, thank God everything's going well. One of my rare times. Okay. With that being said, I'm gonna move on to my next case because I don't want to jinx us. Okay.
We'll be back on January 10th at 9.
Thank you.
He's not there.
Okay. I have my developed dance, my guardian ad litem, maternal landlines, Melinda Garza. Okay. Ms. Barrientos, this is you again. You're already under oaths. Okay, let's see. My 16-year-old, he's doing well?
He is doing well. He's still at a moderate level of care. I know that he's gonna be up for a reevaluation come December 1st. So I haven't had issues with behavior and things like that, not at school, not at home. Foster parent says that he's doing good.
So that should be lowered, right?
Yes. So he is taking medication. I asked how he was doing on that. He says fine. He did have a CANS assessment May 28th of 2024 and still just developing coping skills. He says that he is using them and I asked him to walk me through that. So he did. He did switch over schools. He moved when he was placed here at this foster home. So he was looking forward to play football, but he didn't get in on time. So right now he's working on the basketball, starting with basketball. That was the last conversation that we had, that he said he was looking forward to playing something at school. Also working on, at first didn't want to get his driver's license, and now he says he does. So we're going to be working on that as well. I had already given the information to the foster parent, and he was working on I explained how he would go and get that information, and then we would provide that to the PAL worker that he has. And then also he says he might want a part-time job. So he said he had gone to go apply at Subway because it's right down the street from where he lives. So
okay,
that's what he's working on.
So he's acting like a regular teenager. I like that. I like regular. Okay. Nothing issues with medical, no dental, no issues. He's on one medication. He gets a medication review every 6 weeks.
Yes.
Okay, so he's doing well right now, and hopefully he'll be lowered in his level.
Yeah, he hasn't had any issues there.
Okay, good. Ms. Roldan, Ms. Garza, any questions?
Yeah, just if there's any prospective families that are interested in Zach.
I did have someone, so of course, when reviewing like to tear profiles and things that I had received, I did send out his HESIC for someone that was a family that was interested. I have not heard back, but I also wanted to share that I did speak to his aunt, or the aunt that has the 2 siblings, younger siblings. We had a lengthy conversation this morning, and she did say she could not take him.
So that's a no-go.
No-go.
Okay. Doesn't mean just because she won't, doesn't mean that somebody out there won't.
And we will continue. I am setting him up for the next adoption event in November.
It's a bit of no-go with her. Don't get me wrong. She does go the extra mile to make sure that he stays in touch with his siblings and all that. But she said from the beginning, it was not going to happen. But I was looking at the report, and it said something his relationship with people is underdeveloped. Therefore, they were making all these suggestions of other things that he can do to see if they can work on that, to include the sports theater, youth group therapy, to help him to work with people and be more easier to go ahead and work with. Are we doing anything about that?
But he's
In
gonna
this-
basketball, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
but
he is trying to get more involved because before he wasn't playing. He hadn't done anything since leaving Kingsville. And so when in conversation, he's like, he is trying to put himself out there more. It
and the
just
foster
takes-
parents are helping with that.
and his foster parent is helping with that. Mhm.
Did he get a mentor?
He had mentioned something about a mentor, but I think that initially had started at the school where he was, and now he had moved to this new school. He seems to like this new school in Pearland better. So I think that he hasn't had any issues with that. I think that he had a good transition over. And he likes his placement. He likes the foster home where he's at.
That's a positive.
Mm-hmm. And actually what he stated was that if he didn't get adopted, he was fine. He may not even want to be adopted. And I said, well, just don't close that door.
Leave it open.
Right. I said, and you're continuously, if you're doing good here, you stay here. He's like, well, my foster dad says if I don't get adopted, I can still stay here. He'll still have me here. I said, okay, well, you have support right there. So I told him we'll just continue to put you out there and then we'll take it one day at a time.
So they're reviewing his medication still every 6 weeks?
They want to make sure that it's working for him. I guess prior to when they were saying the incident happened and that he was having issues with the past foster parents. It's not even anything like that now. So I think that was what the review was all about, was because of that.
And who's the doctor now? That is doing his meds.
His medical doctors and his dental, everything changed to Pearland. And then he was still pending, and Mr. Hollis was supposed to get back to me because he was pending to get a new psychiatrist there closer to where they're at. The other one that he was seeing was Dr. Ola Masha. I did not know that name.
The one from Houston. So he's getting a new psychiatrist and he's getting what else?
He already got a new dentist.
New dentist, new primary.
And then new primary. And he's seeing Dr. Gandhi at Silver Lake Pediatrics there in Pearland, Texas.
And I assume he has a new therapist too.
Therapist Christy Morrison.
Is she new or she's continued
I
from where she was?
I think that's a continuation, and I think he was seeing her virtually.
Can we look into that? Can we check into that to see who want to work with him?
Yeah, I think I emailed the case manager over there to ask for any updates on his therapy.
I'm not a fanatic of not a fan of therapists by virtual therapists.
So, yeah.
I'd like for the kids to be there with a person who can read the whole body language and everything that's going on with the kid.
He has his Texas ID and he's got all his documents, so he's good on that end.
So currently right now, he's doing good, he's coping, and we'll probably get a different level, right?
Yes, hopefully, yes, Judge. He's doing well.
Okay.
We'll be back on January 10th at 9.
Okay, January 10th at 9. Yep. Next one's Scalable.
I am done, Judge. Can I be excused?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Ricardo
Have a
Barrera,
good
Mr.
day.
Barrera's here. Alfredo Cerato, Father, Valeria Peña. I don't see her yet. Pamela Alexander, guardian ad litem, attorney ad litem, Maria Teresa Coronado.
Yes, Judge, that's correct.
Okay, department, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to testify about today's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so be God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect, may put your hand down.
Any foster parents in this case?
We have Melissa Morales.
Okay, she's coming.
She's a kinship placement. And I believe Mom said that she was going to be present.
Yes, I
Crystal-
saw her. She's right there.
Okay.
Okay, as to the Calvo child, let me make sure. So he's what? We're at 3 months? 2 months? Okay, about that. Medical is on 8:30, no medical concerns, correct?
Correct.
Obviously dental, and we don't know any issues with dental, correct?
6 months, yes. So we'll have her first one.
Okay, so there's no medication, right?
Correct, Judge. She just had a follow-up, 2-month follow-up on Monday, and they gave her immunizations, but she's a healthy child, no concerns.
Perfect. So she's doing well.
Yes.
Okay. The placement that she's in, you guys did an assessment on it. Was it approved or not approved?
Recommended home study. yes.
Recommended. Okay, great. So they're receiving benefits. Okay. So, my added items, any questions as to the child?
No, Judge, she's good.
No, Your Honor, we know about this placement and she's doing fine there.
Perfect. In that case, let's go to Mr. Butt, his client. Has you been already given all information for her services?
Yes, Your Honor. She did also participate in a family group conference where all the services were broken down and she understood.
Okay. Has she done anything with a psychosocial and individual yet?
No, Your Honor, not with any of the services.
Okay. Well, we're in the beginning of the case. So what about visitation? Has she been doing that?
No, Your Honor. And I would like to mention that we do have 2 other cases for Mom, one that opened in November 2021 with 4 children, and then the one from June in 2022. She has not been active in visitations. For the other cases, we did, the court ordered for her to start visits once she started her services. So she hasn't done that. We did put a 24-hour intent to visit notice on the baby Genesis, but she hasn't participated in any visits either.
Okay. Mr. Barrera, that line will be open until I start setting my trials. Hold on, aren't they set for trial on the other ones?
Yes, Your Honor, November 1st.
Okay. Okay. Anything, Mr. Barrera, on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, just that I believe Ms. Govel's intention is to maximize any access she has to her newborn baby. And I understand she's required to participate in sports and services, and she is to a certain degree doing that. We just ask for any and all opportunity. I believe what the department's saying is that Ms. Govel has not been able to see the child, and I believe she has some transportation issues. So
But I know she joined in a little meeting, but has she done any of the services? Has she gone to individual? Has she done the parenting? Has she done anything?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I asked for so little. At the end of the day, she gets to choose whether or not she sees her again. Okay.
So, Judge, it sounds like she's
until November 1st, though, adds to the other ones.
Yeah, it's clear if she participates in sports and services, she's going to be having a better opportunity to reunite with this child and have access. And I want to make sure Ms. Govel, who is president, is fully understanding that. So that's my position.
Okay.
Your Honor, can I say something?
Who's that?
Caseworker Carla.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yes, there was a concern that Miss Calvo and her mother, grandmother Calvo, who also had the children in her possession for a short period of time, they are reaching out to the caregiver, trying to have access to the child. I'm not, can the court maybe just remind her that the visits are already scheduled? They're at Tomasita Monitoring Service in Harlingen. If she needs transportation, we can
This
provide
is
it.
for all her children that are in my care, or only this one?
I believe all the ones that are placed with this placement, because I have 2 other children in another placement and they don't reach out to the other caregiver. It seems to be with this one. Ms. Morales and her mom live there. She's a backup caregiver. So I believe the 2 grandmothers they had a relationship. So maybe she feels more comfortable reaching out to this caregiver.
And the
But
caregiver is honest about this stuff?
they did tell me, yes, correct, and they're not allowing any access or anything like that. But for any updates on the case, I've asked Ms. Calvo to reach out to me and I can provide her updates on the
You know
children's
what they can do?
services.
They can always just block them from their number, so they don't have to worry about it.
I did make that recommendation, yes.
So real quick, as long as they understand, if they ever allow that, I'm picking up the kid. Okay, and I really don't want to do that because the child's comfortable. How many kids do I have placed there?
We have 3 right now.
I mean, try to see they're protective, okay, and they're following the rules. As long as they follow the rules, not an issue. If they don't follow the rules, you understand that it's a pickup, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, Ms. Calvo, don't do that. Don't do that to your kids. You're not seeing them. You're not trying to
Yes.
see them. Don't do that. Don't mess them up. Okay? Let them live their lives where they're at. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, that was us to Ms. Cerato. Ms. Peña, have we served him?
He's dead, Your Honor. I believe I saw a death certificate for him.
Is he, you ever have a death certificate?
Yes, it was filed with the court.
Did already make a finding on it?
No.
Ms. Elsa, you got you have the death certificate?
Let me check.
It was filed 8/16.
That's correct, Judge. It is in the system.
Okay, I need it in my system, so next time we come to court, I'll make the finding then, okay?
It's in the
Thank you.
system, Judge.
It's in the CPCMS, it's not here.
Yes, on August 16th.
Your Honor, Mr. Cerrato's mother reached out to the department. She would like to have a relationship with the child if the paternity is established. She said she would be willing to do genetic testing. I'm not sure if that would be an option.
That it would be an option if OAG did that. OAG does not do that anymore. So that's the problem. If she wants to pay for it, yes. I don't know if you want to try to do blood type like they used to do in the 1930s. There's always that option to her, okay?
Yes.
Okay, with that being said, the court's going to find that Alfredo Jaime Cerrato passed away on March 10, 2024 in Willacy County, Texas, in Raymondville, okay? Okay, now that we have that finding.
Are we releasing Ms. Peña?
Real quick, I'm not, the child's not gonna receive any benefits from dad.
No, because he's not established.
Okay. Ms. Peña, I'm going to release you then, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you so much, appreciate it.
Great day.
Judge, we may need somebody for the unknown, though.
Oh, Ms. Peña, look, I'm so glad you're still here. Ms. Peña, you've now been addressed as an unknown. Welcome back.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so now we have an unknown. Okay. Well, with that said, anything else? Nothing from my headlines, okay. We come back when?
January 10th at 9.
January 10th at 9. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay, Calvo. Huh? Is Calvo?
Did you say Calvo?
Yes, Calvo. Just a reminder, again, if you're going to want anything, you need to start doing your services, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The mom department, you're asking for dismissal, mom's done her stuff?
No, we were asking for an aid investigation. Mom has still not been cooperative, but the child is primarily living with grandma and the child is doing fine.
Okay, so it's okay. So the child's in a safe environment. Okay, got it.
Yes.
Okay, it'll be dismissed. Just send it to me. I'll find it. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so that being said, what's my last one? Smith?
Yes, it is.
Court call cause number 2024, attorney, Ms. Coronado, attorney ad litem. Okay. The case that will never end. What's going on with this one?
I don't think they filed anything, or I didn't find it.
Yes, it was good afternoon. It was filed on Monday or Tuesday of this week, I believe. Mr. Smith has continued not to participate in services. Court order was mailed to him, texted to him, certified mailed to him as well. His stance is that he hasn't received a court order, so he's not going to do anything. Services were sent out on the day of the last court hearing, which is August 2nd. Counselor Ms. Anna Cranfield from Crossroads to Recovery did reach out to Mr. Smith. They've had a back and forth, and he continues to decline services. He did go in for his hair follicle on August 2nd. We did receive those results on the 17th, I believe, of August. They were positive for marijuana. He hasn't provided an opportunity to discuss those results with Mr. Smith. And the girls, we haven't been able to, again, see them at the home for the same instances as before. We have been doing school visits. We did the first one. Mr. Smith did get very upset and declined us access to the school. He said that the girls would refuse the next time we go. The next time we went, the girls refused to see us as well at the school.
Have you been able to speak to any of the children again?
No, Judge, last time I tried, Mr. Smith told me he would not give me access and that I was fired.
But can't be fired.
I understand.
You filed me too, so.
Ms. Smith, this sounds like a staffing problem for you, so tell me what you're going to want to do.
Your Honor, on this case, we would just like Mr. Smith to cooperate and do his services and let us assess the situation. Let us see the home. Let us talk to the girls. Let Ms. Coronado talk to the girls. We have concerns for these children. We cannot assess the situation. So we can't recommend a dismissal.
Ms. Bautista, what did you send the report to, ma'am?
It was on 10/1/836. I can email it to you as well, Ms. Roldan.
Yeah, that would be good. Email it to me at assistant@roldanlawoffice.com.
And I didn't get it either.
Okay, apologies.
No.
It was late to begin with, and then nobody got it. So there was a break there, okay?
Okay. Semi-court order, so it understands that Ms. Coronado can see the children. Okay, Ms. Coronado, if you can do me a favor, I know I'm asking a lot from you. Charge me in order to see the kids here. Have the order that says that the school can't deny access to Ms. Coronado.
We did an order, Your Honor. Let me see if it says
Think about me now, bro.
What? Somebody? The what?
They just making up things.
There he is.
Not just making up things enough, fam.
About the positive hair follicle?
No, it's not. I didn't even know my results to just now. I didn't even know I had a lawyer to just now. And Miss Your Honor, I just want to apologize to you for missing my court date. I was deceived. I knew my court date was August the 2nd, and I didn't have a. It wasn't a. Was
it on the date or in the morning, the time?
Yes, ma'am. And I wouldn't disrespect you like that. It's because Cassandra, she sent Karen over to tell me that the court date was August the 5th. And by her being a new caseworker that popped up, I don't know anything about her. I really believe that my court date was August 5th because If I have a lawyer, I don't have a contact. I'm not in contact with any lawyers if I so happen to have a lawyer. And the time that I missed the court date before that, it was because my lawyer didn't tell me that I had a court date on that date. And I don't have any physical copies. And she said she mailed it to me, but all my mail goes to a P.O. Box, Lyford, Texas, which is my in-laws. And they give me mail whenever they want to give me the mail.
Do you want us to send it to the email? I can't have it sent through your email.
She could have brought it. The thing about it, she said she went to my house and brought it to my house when my kids wasn't there and I was at work. But when you come into town, you have to pass by my job. She could have dropped it off to me. But when she sent me the court order. I didn't see a signature, and she sent me 2 pages. I said I couldn't see. So I'm not trying to disrespect you on purpose. It's just they're just being deceiving, and it's where it's confusing me. So I did. When you told me to take the drug test, I did take it. I didn't know it was an expiration date on it, but I took it on the day I was supposed to come to court, which is now I know it's August the 2nd, which what I thought originally, which they told me. I have it on a screenshot. Karen told me it was on August the 5th. So when I asked him about it, why didn't she correct it? If she knew it was on August the 2nd, why didn't she correct it? I never got a response until this day. I still haven't got a response, and I never got a response from Cassandra. Why did they do that? So if I had my lawyer, if my lawyer was there, my lawyer would call me and update with me, and we would be in contact for her to let me know, no, the court date is not August the 5th, it's on the 2nd. So when the last time I saw Miss Roden was on my last court date when I saw you, Your Honor. That was the last day I saw my lawyer. So
well, the next time we're gonna have court is gonna be December 6th, okay? On December 6th, we're going to have court. Ms. Coronado is going to, and Ms. Coronado charge me accordingly, okay? To go see the kids at the school.
Your Honor, you didn't
sure
tell
I
me.
have no issues at the school with them allowing Ms. Coronado. I'll be very unhappy. You tell the principal I will drag her into my court.
I don't understand on what counts. You said in front of everybody, Ms. Cortez, that you would dismiss the case if it was just only a low level of marijuana. My kids are doing good in school right now, so I don't understand. If they want to help my kids, why are they stressing my kids? Like I don't understand. It's been like over a year right now. So I just think they're just trying to get back at me and retaliate because it doesn't make any sense. My kids are good. I'm not telling my kids not to talk to them and speak to them. When they came to my home, I promise you, every time they came to my home, Karen was able to see my children. And after that, I didn't see Cassandra. Cassandra, she went to the school to see my kids. I didn't tell my kids not to speak to them. So they're making me look like a bad person. All I do is come to work and take care of my girls. I did exactly what you said, Your Honor. You said take the test. I took the test. I didn't know. Your Honor. So I did what I was supposed to do.
Yes.
And Your Honor, we've been telling Mr. Smith, with all due respect, to go take the drug test since April of this year, and he only did it just recently. This has been going on for quite some time. There already is a court order signed by you, Judge, for Ms. Coronado to speak to the girls privately. It doesn't mention anything about the school. Do you want me to do?
Yes, I need you to mention at the school.
Okay.
Just real quick. All I need, Ms. Coronado, just to confirm, because as far as I understand, I don't currently have an outcry of the kids in order to remove the kids, okay?
Yes.
Okay. And if it's going to come down to the drug test, then I want to see the drug test, okay?
I have the paper right here that I took the drug test. I have the receipt for the drug test.
I know you did the drug test, okay? But make sure his drug test results is forwarded to him, okay? Ms. Coronado, as long as I get an okay from you, so I can look at the drug test and get what the kids say, okay? As far as I can see, to remember. Hold on.
Ma'am, how's Miss Maribel still my lawyer though? Like I'm not in agreement with her. I'm not in contact with her. I don't know what's going on. How is she my lawyer? I don't get it.
Mr. Smith, you have my phone number. You have not reached out to me either. And the last time, let me speak because I have listened to what you're saying and I have not interrupted you.
I was talking to the judge.
Last time we were in court that you were present, you said you didn't want me. You were going to buy it. You would go ahead and hire. Please let me finish. You were going to hire an attorney. I have not received from you or neither the person that you were going to hire because you told me that I didn't know what I was doing and I was not working for you. I have shown up to court and I would love to help you out, but you have to decide if you are going to abide by the court orders or not.
Mr. Right? Just real quick. When you didn't show up to court, Ms. Roldan still fought on your behalf and said there would be no reason in order for me to remove. I haven't removed. I just need Ms. Coronado to go talk to the girls one last time, just to make sure everything's up to date. You filed the drug test, correct?
I haven't seen it, Your Honor.
I
Okay,
don't
I
see
need Ms.
anything.
Roldan to see it. I need Ms. Coronado, do you have a copy?
No, ma'am.
I need everybody to see it December 6th. Hopefully we can put everything to bed on that day, okay?
And Your Honor, we would also like to add in this court order that the department be allowed to have access and speak to the children also.
Yes.
Okay.
What is happening here? Unmute the father.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you.
Oh, we don't know the levels of your drug test. We're gonna get they're going to send out your drug test. Like we can all look at the levels. Ms. Coronado is going to talk to the children one more time. She had already talked to them before. I need her to wrap it up, okay? To talk to them again. Ms. Bautista does have the opportunity to talk to them again, okay? And then
So what do you
hopefully
want
we'll
me to
be
do?
able to put everything, hold on, to rest on December 6th, okay?
So for the time being, they still. So if my kids don't want to talk, they can still. I'm good. You want me to force my kids to speak?
Well, I want them to speak with her. I know.
And I mean, I can't. I always give my kids a freedom. Like when they want to. When Karen came over, I always tell Karen, my kids want to talk to you,
Then
they
they
can
can
talk.
walk to her and says, I prefer not speaking with you. Okay, but then again,
Okay,
she's
well
going
they
to,
can, but I can't force them. I'm not going to force them.
however, if they simply talk to her and says, everything's fine, we're good, dad takes care of us, guess what? Life is easier.
It's been like over a year. It could have been easier. And Your Honor, I know you know that I'm a good father. My kids are doing very good in school. I just had a daughter who just started college. My daughter just started college. So I feel like I'm doing the right thing. You know what I mean? So
I'm not removing the children. I haven't removed the children. It is just a concern of whether or not there was a drug use. Okay. I finally got my drug.
Test.
Work back. Yes. And then, so, Ms. Coronado, please do me that favor. By the way, Ms. Roldan keeps fighting for you, even though you keep yelling at her. You know, she does fight for you. She really does. When you
I'm
were
not yelling at her.
she was all like, absolutely, he always shows up to court. Okay? So it's not like, trust me, when Ms. Roldan is assigned to somebody, she does not be quiet. Trust me. Okay?
So she don't talk to me. So she don't have to speak, like talk to me so we can be on the same page.
Sir, you had my number. I have not changed my number.
But I mean,
You need my number?
Mr. Devon, all you have to do is call her, call her, set her up with the meeting so we can explain for the December 6th, okay?
The last time I called her, she hung up on me. So I mean, I don't know where her energy is. I don't even understand her. I don't understand.
Ms. Bautista, please send out the drug test, please, okay? Okay.
So Your Honor, can you tell me what do I have to do? Can you explain it to me, because exactly what's going on? I mean, what do you need me to do?
Well, I have my drug test. It does show positive, okay? I don't know, are those minute traces? Like he stopped a while ago and it looked low? What?
They were for the hair follicle, Judge Cortez, and the levels were at 2.4 with marijuana and marijuana metabolite.
Okay. They gave you a number to the substance abuse lady, okay? Good.
I'm just going to court right now, boss. I'm gonna be with you right now, boss. I got
you. Make also contact, who was his counselor that they said that you guys sent?
Anna Cranfield with Crossroads to Recovery. She has already made contact with him. Mr. Smith should have the phone number for her as well.
It's gonna be via phone or via
Virtual.
Okay.
Your Honor, they're gonna take my kids, Your Honor, because if I go to the studio, marijuana is gonna be in my system. It don't matter what they do.
Who said anything about taking your kids? When have I ever said that? I've talked to your kids plenty of times. They have not said anything about taking away your kids. Okay.
What's our point? Why are we doing this then?
Because I still need to make sure everything's okay, and I can't have people using drugs. So as long as we've stopped using drugs, because you said that the last time was gonna be the last time, and then
It's gonna be in my system.
right?
I'm just letting you know. I'm being honest. It's gonna be in my system anyway. I'm just letting you know it's gonna be in my system.
Okay. Ms. Coronado, talk to the kids one last time, please.
Yes,
Thank you.
ma'am.
December 6th.